Better sell the coin hunter. I'm going to do a video on some coins that have some errors on them. Some are die chips, some are double dice, or extra leaves. Just depends how you want to classify. But we're going to start off with this one. Came across last night while going through some pennies. And you can see the writing already, but that's not what I'm going to show y'all. This is Abraham Lincoln. On the 1 cent penny, as we know of. And if you look, this is a grease strike through. About has obliterated his nose. I should say the bridge of his nose here. And his mouth. I really want to call it the floating nose. So you see is just the tip. And maybe part of the cheekbone right there. And that's it. I was going through my copper pennies I've been stashing away, and I came across this. It's a 74D small date. Now, next coin. If somebody do a quick video short on this one. Betsy Coleman. Nice size die chip on top wing of the airplane. Now in '84, I was working at McDonald's. I cracked up and rolled pennies, and I got this planchet. And you can see, did a light glare in 1984. It's a good 70-80%. Almost say about 80% off center. I might do a top-down view of that one later. Here's a 2003. And if you look, the D and the 3 has been obliterated almost completely by a grease strike through. Flip over to reverse. And you got grease strikes through right up in here. Let me see, I don't think anything with that one. Nope, nothing on that one. Here's an 82D. Large date. You can see where the grease strike through is going right below the S and the T and the A is almost wiped out the E. Nice little strike through right there on top of that one. Now comes the fun part. The quarters. And we're going to start off with this. Bessie Coleman. I don't remember which one had the error on here. I got to read. It says this is in an airtight holder. I'm trying to remember what this one was. I thought I had something on this coin. Oh yeah, there it is. This one, the struts on the airplane seem to be a little bit thicker than normal. And plus, if you look right here, little die chip on the edge of that wing. It's not damaged because it's raised up, because I can feel it catch here and right there. And here's a Roosevelt quarter. And if you look, there's a split in the planchet running from about here There's like the 6 comes in around the edge. It splits off there, there. And it goes around the 6 and stops right there. I think this is a Denver one. Nope, it's Philly. Here's a Voyager's quarter. Is this the one? Got this should be a crack running right through here, and there's the die chip right there. Got 2 die chips sitting on top of the stones. It's like an extra piece of rock sticking up. There's one right there. The Maya Angelou coin, 2022. That's actually a nice little chunk of metal sitting on right there at the base of her nose, on going into the cheek. I don't think she has a double earring on here. No. No, there ain't nothing on those. I just put this in airtights. Women main killer. Oh, I think this one hasn't had a die clash in it. But let me just double check everything else real fast. You can barely make out the outline right there of a die clash. It goes in line with George Washington's head. It's just very, very minor. Some of these had the Drilling George. Or maybe something else. This is another women men killer. Forgot what this one had. It's just damaged right there. A little bit of grease strike through on dollar. Yeah, it's got a little bit of grease strike through. On her. It's got a little bit more than that. It's also got a little bit of a die clash running right up to here. This one's a Drilling George. It's the very beginning. Oh, got a mole on the cheek. It looks like it's die damage, but it's damaged, but it's not. It's a little die chip right there. She got a mole on his cheek. I don't think there's anything else on her on this one. Oh, a little die chip right up in here. Little tiny die chip. And then we got a die gouge. Here's another Voyeurs pork. And we got an extra rock. Right there. And you can't tell because it's in the airtight. There are feeder finger scratches running right through this rock. I remember I put it in there. That's one of the things I saw. I think that's what this is also. It's got some scratches running right up to there. It's hard to tell that it's airtight. If I would put it in the flip, you could see it. See the other one that I showed you had a die chip here? See how this crease is running right through the mountainside? Because the other one had a die chip right there. Sally Ride. I'm thinking this is a die chip raised up because it's like it's double. Because I noticed a round spot there on all of George Washington's on these reverse facing quarters. But we got the very beginning of a Drooling George. And Philly. And there's the Earth. My state, I live right up here someplace. It's another side ride. Got a few amount of die chips in our hair right there. See, this is more defined. That one had double. Now this, I think, is a die gouge running from her nose. So it looks like the lip is doubled, but it's not. That's why I kept that one, because I don't think there's anything on the reverse side. I haven't seen nothing else on that. It's the only thing I saw on that one. Let's see on Guam. Let's see, this is Denver, Guam. So die chip there. There's one there. Sauce. There's a reason why I kept this. I don't remember why. I'm checking the rims. I think it's just those little die chips I showed. This one. This may be contact from another quarter. I have to research that a little bit better. Another Bestie Coleman. Got a die chip right there on the edge of the wing. And the struts are thicker than what they should be. Here's another Bessie Coleman. It's a grease strike through right there. I don't think there's anything else on here other than that grease strike through. Oh yeah, no, that's the contact point. And this is in Cuse. Oh, I say it's too squared. Now this is from a quarter, but this is something totally different. Some type of clash. It almost looks like there's nothing on the back that could be it. The person I know knows good about finding clashes is Dirty Waters. Maybe he'll see this. Maybe he'll know what that is. It's just too squared up. I never noticed that before. I know this is from another quarter hitting. No, this got some splits in the planchet here. There's one there. Got one running right there. Okay, and now for Ellis Island. Got the die chip in the hair, spiky elbow, doorknob, die chip back on the window, and you got a die chip right above the eyebrow. Now, this looks like it's split or cracking the planchet going all the way to the rim. Number 2, just one massive die chip back of her elbow. And there's like a die chip right there. I didn't see that one before. I had another one I couldn't find. There's another one where there's a die chip. I got the doorknob die chip right there. Saltwater Bay. There's a die chip there. I think this is the Denver one. No, this is Philly. Got an extra leaf right there. Got an extra split right there. That's on that one. George Woods Clark. This is going to be a fun one. Got the die chip right here. Right across the hat. You got 2 separate ones, right? Thick one and light one right there. Got another one coming up. The die chip there. One right there. See how the other one had the die chips there and there? This one don't have it. There's some scratches back up in here before you could see it before I put it to the airtight holder. And the last one. This one's out of Denver. All those other ones are Philly. I call this the pocket watch or wrist watch here. Look at that massive die chip right there. Compared to see the difference? Nothing there on this Philly. But on Denver, we got a die chip because that should be completely cleared out. Apostle Rock. Yeah, this is a nice one up in here. I think that's a die chip there. But definitely on the boat. It's his arm. Got a massive die chip there. I think that's a die chip there, but I'm not sure. I think that's just dirt. Kusassi National Forest. The only national forest in the state of Louisiana where I live at. And on this one, there's some slight doubling right there. And right here along the base of the claw. And that's it on this one. There's some others I need to search. State Quarter, Utah. This 8's filled in right there. It should be circular. It should be circular, so the 9's filled in. And the 6 is filled in. And I did check. And I don't see anything else on this one. That's one of the first ones I found. More spillings. A slight die chip right here, base of the knee. This should be clear. It should be touching right here. The edges should meet. There's a little slight die chip right there. Got one more. More spillings. And I've got a die chip right here on the back of her shirt. Now I have yet to find the one in the, well, here's the hair. There's the one in the hair. Yeah, there's one in the hair, but I couldn't remember where it was at. I kept looking for other things on here, couldn't find it. Sorry, excuse me. Now here we go. This is Women Man Killer. Yeah, I already did a video on these, but we're going to do it anyway, include it in here. I want to refocus. Some die chips forming right there. That's contact from a coin. And the reverse. It's about 75% die chip in her hair right there. Yeah, I should put 50 on here, but it should be 75. Okay, this is Maya Angelou. This is, I'm not going to refocus unless I have to. We got the drilling George right there. You see it. And you got some contact marks. So that's that one. Some Women Man Killer with the drilling George. More like an acne bump. I don't think there's anything on her hair. I didn't check that one. Nope, it's clear. There's another one. Bessie Coleman. This is actually out of the mint roll I got from the mint set itself. You can see how thick the wing struts are. You can see it splitting right there. I wonder if there's anything else on this coin because they had a lot of issues. I think this is an error right here. Got a crack, but then it's squared. I think I am putting these in Mylar flips, the smaller one. These are 2.5 inch. This got, let's see, another die chip in her hair. Let's see. I think I can look at it without taking it out. That's about 50% coverage of the arc. That's about 50%. The same 5 is about right there, the one I showed you earlier. Should have been one more. It was a 1969 Denver. Flip it over. It's got about 15-degree dial rotation. And it seems to be the floating roof with no FG. There's a 27 Buffalo nickel. If you look, the engine's straight up and down. Actually, these might be better for show to flip it down, but when you flip it over, the reverse is rotated about 15 degrees. I'll have to show y'all that one. I'll show y'all that one again in a second. So here's the same quarter again. Well, it's the same airplane, but the same air. You can see where it's split right there. Almost got like double. It's like a shadow. See, the other one had that arrow right there and right there, but you don't see it here. So let me show y'all that. Let's see, something fell. Oh, there it goes. So that's gonna be the video for tonight. That's what I told y'all I was gonna show y'all the Buffalo. These two with the dial rotations. Just give me 1 second while I flip this down. I get even. Okay, see, this is the floating roof. 15-degree dial rotation to the right. So you can see how it's should be going straight up. The center is rotated about 15 degrees off in that direction. Here's your Buffalo nickel, 1927. When you flip it over, that's about 20-degree rotation. And then I found this. This is actually in pocket change. Actually, let's bring the scope back up. Easier to show this on there. I found this die chip on the E. It's right there. Compared to the other ones I got, there should be nothing right there. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you just found my channel, if you'd like to see, I ask that you subscribe. If you like what I did, I ask that you leave a comment. I got some other errors. I have to look for them later. I got a bunch on Roosevelt dimes. I've done 3 videos on Roosevelt dimes. So, yeah, have a good evening. Have a great weekend.